Hey guys, what is going on? Thank you for entering the chamber once again. I got something really special today. Today we're going to be cracking not only a box of the new King Ghidorah Challenger deck, but one for Godzilla as well. UVS Games was kind enough to send me a copy of both of them, and I'm really excited to get to open these and share these with you guys. We're going to pay some homage to Godzilla, the king of monsters himself, and we're going to start with him, and we'll move to Ghidorah afterwards. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, these Challenger decks are designed to be playable right out of the box. They are 60 card decks. The packaging on these great. It's a little hard to see, but hopefully the camera picks it up. Even like the Challenger series and their logo is like foil. It looks really nice. So without anything further ado, let's crack this open and see what comes in the box. All right. I'm gonna tear this thing up. Set this aside. Every box comes with a few things. It comes with a Challenger booster. We're gonna crack this last because let's get this cardboard out of there real fast. This comes with some foils and alternate artwork cards for the set. It's always a nice touch. Comes in every Challenger deck. You have a booklet that highlights, looks like some of the different character cards that come in it, all the different cards, and shows you how many of what of each. Helps you, establish if you have a full set or not. And then also highlights the King Ghidorah stuff. Shows off a bit of King Ghidorah. Talks about the collector's boosters, and then all of the alternate art rarities. This is just for beginners to help them kind of track their collections. We're going to set this aside. Let's get into what we came here for. Again, throw this away real fast. We have our 60 card Challenger deck. Comes with a nice easy open peel. Just got to get this real fast. That one broke a little early, but not a big deal. There we go. Not too bad. So every Godzilla Challenger deck comes with 3 different characters, actually. I'm just going to set these aside. Let me get this picked up for the camera, and we're going to have to mess with the zoom a little bit. There we go. Check that out. Look at how clean that is. Like, comes with the Godzilla, a Mecha Godzilla Kiryu, which I think is like Steel Dragon, is my understanding. It also looks fantastic. And then finally, we've got our Mothra, the giant moth monster. Like, kind of a nice touch. I like how the car at the bottom is like careening and being like blown off the road. Yeah, really excited to mess with these cards. Let's get this zoomed back in while we go through the other cards. There we go. So it comes with 2 copies of City Rampage. Push this aside just a bit. I think this card is actually super sick and is going to open up an entire new like subgenre of decks where we focus on playing 5 difficulty cards only. Like, this is Summon Dark Shadow, but designed like well. Like, because Summon Dark Shadow was a huge issue if you played during that era. Anyways, it comes with 2 of this City Rampage. We get 2 copies of Gathering Energy. This is kind of like a neat asset. It's great for Godzilla because he wants to like reset the stage partway through the game, and this lets you hold on to like a bunch of cards and then play them after you clear the stage. It's pretty neat. We've got an Electric Moth for our other rare, and again, let's show off just a bit of that foiling. You can see right there in the camera, like, it looks really nice. Ooh, and then we got 2 copies of Heat Ray for our other ultra rare. Let's go again. We're gonna give me a sec. I gotta adjust the Yeah, look at that. Like, such a great looking card. This silver bordering thing, man, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it when it was announced, but it looks so good in practice, and it looks good on like every IP that they do this with. Get the camera zoomed back in. Sorry about that. There we go. And we've got 2 copies of History's Greatest Monster. This is kind of a neat foundation. It's another payoff for playing a bunch of difficult 5 difficulty attacks. The Shobijan's Messenger. I'm probably messing that up, but I believe it's Shobijan. The Shobijan's Messenger. Kind of a weird card, but it basically like hands out Breaker 2. And then we're on to the commons and uncommons, you know, the non-foils and the remains. So we've got a few copies of Destructive Slam. 4 copies of Flying Zap. Four copies of Kaiju Clash. Really neat looking card. It's like Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. They're like they're about to like face off. Like that's yeah, you can see and appreciate. They're like having some like giant like Dragon Ball Z laser battle. It's cool. It's got 3 copies of Mega Burst. Just Godzilla giving off a giant like laser beam from his mouth, like atomic breath. Got 3 copies of Smashing Stomp. Now into the foundations, we've got 4 copies of Ferocious Attacker. Godzilla just like munching on a city for a snack. Four copies of Monstrous Size. Again, I really like this artwork. It really highlights just how big Godzilla is. We're like, there's like a human on top of this like wreckage, and you know, doesn't even cover like the pupil of Godzilla's eye. Four copies of Monster Aggression. Here's another good one, and it's got almost like a classic like comic style, you know, like was this like Screunk, like how like comic books would have like bash, pow, whop, etc. like in their artwork. I think this is like a really cool touch. Actually, let's just there we go, a little bit better for you guys. Sorry, that focus wasn't quite perfect. Got a little Mothra support here in Moth Monster. A little bit of speed hate, checks a 6. Pretty decent card, I think. And also the card stock on these is great. Like, there was an issue back with Jetburn where the card stock wasn't great, but they've really like stepped up their game overall. So these are going to feel good to open, good to play with. We got 3 copies of Titanic Combat. Again, we got Godzilla and Mechagodzilla having like a face-off, and it looks like they're like fighting over like the back of some city. Like such a cool set. Like for a lot of people who grew up on Godzilla, they're gonna want this just for like the feel of playing with like a big monster. We got a playset of Tough Skin. Godzilla just eating like a missile. 2 missiles actually. Moving up, we got Ultimate Power. Got 4 copies. This is another cool card. Just like, you know, he's bigger than like a storm coming in. And then to wrap this up, we've got, looks like 4 copies of Unstoppable Force. And again, we've got that like comic book writing. You can see it like right here, you know, like old school. Because again, Godzilla's kind of vintage. So this pays a lot of love to, you know, this character and the origins of it. And in fact, just for you guys, we're going to get this little, let me adjust the zoom. There we go. Yeah, you can see now, like Like, it's got that like classic comic feel. Art team, creative team as always does an excellent job. Nothing bad to say about it. So, that's our 60 card plus characters Godzilla deck. Let's see what comes in this character booster. Or a collector booster, sorry. We're going to get 6 cards. And again, they can also include cards from Ghidorah. So we got a Space Terror. This is a card from the King Ghidorah deck we'll get to in a little bit. We got a foil Old Unmatched Power. Triple Trouble. And again, this is a King Ghidorah card. Monster Zero. This is a pretty good foundation for King Ghidorah. This is one of the alt arts. You can tell it's like full. And I might get it just right. You can see there's a little bit of foil in like the eyes of the dragon right there, especially on the top one. So you can see like it'll come in and come out. Like, get rid of the glare. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Like, it's like an angry dragon lighting up. That's cool. We got a galactic monster. We got a lot of Ghidorah cards in this Godzilla. And then we got a overwhelming gravity beam. Almost all Ghidorah cards, actually. I wonder if we get a bunch of Godzilla cards on our Ghidorah deck. Still, pretty cool pack to crack open. We're going to set this aside. And now it's time to crack open this King Ghidorah deck. We're going to, again, mess with the zoom. There we go. Nice and clean. Let's get this bad boy open. We got our booster. Throw this away. And again, same, booklet with the artwork. And then we've got the container for our 60 card King Ghidorah deck. There's some tape holding it together. I gotta get that tape off, which I just did. Crack that open. Throw this away. All right, we're gonna again save our collector booster for last. Let's get this. Again, we got a 60 card King Ghidorah this time. I can see it. I just got it. There we go. They come with these like peel tabs. Once you get the tab lifted, there we go. Nice and easy. Comes right off. Take the top off. And we are free. And then we got 3 characters. Let's start with King Ghidorah himself. We're gonna, again, give me a second. Got to get the focus just right. There we go. Look at that. King Ghidorah, Emperor of the Cosmos. Look at how, man, like, creative team absolutely killed it on these cards. They're so good looking. Also comes with a Rodan, giant monster of the sky. This is a character I'm very high on competitively. I think this character is really good. And then finally, we have Mechagodzilla Bionic Menace. This is another version of Mechagodzilla. Also looks great. Let's set these characters aside. Get into the cards. Starting with 2 copies of Combined Firepower. And again, we're going to get those, up into the camera for you guys. Get a nice clean look of the foiling. Like, let's get that nice and center for you. Yeah, look at that. Comes with 2 copies of Golden Death. It's this is like another asset. This is like a door, like fighting with Godzilla directly. Got 2 copies from Death from Above. Ooh, another ultra rare for the box. We got Tri-Gravity Beam. Again, we're gonna pick this up, but you guys get a really good look at it. Let's just gotta mess with the focus on the camera. There we go. It's got that like comic book style again, and it's Ghidorah just launching like a laser beam blowing like Godzilla into the sky. Such a cool card. All right, we got Monster Zero. Got a couple copies. This is the card that the full card that we got earlier. This is what the regular card looks like. 2 copies of Supersonic Flight. I think this is actually a really good card in the right decks. It's great for Rodan. And now we are into the non-foils. So we've got Falling Crush. Full playset. Playset of Focused... Oh, quite a playset. Sorry, only 3. A Focused Gravity Beam. Three copies of Multiple Bites. It's like Rodan taking a chomp. We've got 3 copies of Overwhelming Gravity Beam. We've got 4 copies of Swooping Terror. I really like that in a lot of these cards, it really like they're so much more villainous than like Godzilla. Like the Godzilla cards, it's just him being a big monster, but in this deck, like a lot of them is like names. It's them like throwing the Godzilla and other people like through stuff. You feel not just destructive, but like villainous. It's a nice touch. We got 4 copies of Battle for Dominance. I think this card is incredibly good. This is going to be like a competitive staple. Foils for these are not going to be cheap. I would push for at least a few bucks for each of them. Got Evasive Maneuvers. Got a full playset. Playset of Galactic Monster. Because again, like King Ghidorah, I guess he comes from like space. So they're really hammering that home. This is like, man. Our team did such a great job on these. I just can't stress it enough. We got 4 copies of Malicious Evil. Four copies of Quick Arrival. We got 4 copies of Relentless Challenger. It's a little hard to see, but you got Godzilla just coming in just right here. Like, Ghidorah's like showing up to face off against our hero. 4 copies of Space Terror. And then finally we got 4 copies of Triple Trouble. Alright, now for the most important part. Our second collector booster. We got let's get this a little closer for the camera. Focus, focus, there we go. We got a foil Moth Monster. Foil Tough Skin. Foil Relentless Challenger. Ooh, and we got a foil History's Greatest Monster. This is a good one. This is going to see a lot of play, this foundation. I'm really stoked, actually. Like, and it looks so neat. He's like just covered in like lightning. Like, ooh, a foil Smashing Stomp. And then to finish this up, we have a foil Mega Burst. That is going to conclude our box opening for both King Ghidorah, and let's get him out here one last time. The big man himself. Where did he go? Here we go. Godzilla. And one last time, we're going to get that camera focused. Yeah. Big thanks once again to UVS Games for sending me both of these Clash decks, or I'm sorry, both of these Challenger decks. If you want to pick up a box yourself, these become available in stores on June 21st. So make sure you slot that data and go pick them up. These are both really good challenger decks. The cards in them are pretty good. There's a lot of constructed staples in here. They're pretty good right out of the box. They're a decent way to learn the game, even though the deck cards are a little complicated. So this is a great product, and the artwork is insane. I wasn't lucky enough to pull one of the alternate art characters, but the alt characters are wild. The mats are sick. I mean, they just blew it out of the park on every metric. These great product. So super excited to buy my second copy of both of these to complete my play sets. That's going to wrap up today's video. If you made this far, make sure to like and subscribe. And once again, guys, thank you for entering the chamber, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.